Okay, we are live, ladies and gentlemen, I do believe. Let me just set everything up. Get those early team leagues up. How you doing, Hilton? Good to see you, man. Just getting everything set up for the for any potential early team leads, because that's what we want to know about. Vicky, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Haaland news? Nothing yet. Still a maybe at the moment. I'm hoping we'll get early team leaks about it, because obviously everybody wants to know. If you've got Haaland and Salah, you're in a really good position, because you just vice-captain Salah and captain Haaland. And then if Haaland doesn't play, you just have Salah captaincy anyway. Vijay, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. Welcome on in. I hope everyone's having a good Saturday so far. Saturday morning over here. 9:30 in the morning. He was pictured in training. So we'll see. We might get some early team news, hopefully, fingers crossed, because they do kick off at normal time. They're a 3 o'clock kickoff. We might get early team news about them, hopefully. We shall see. Hope we're all well though, guys. Welcome on into the stream. Ben, how you doing? And I can't wait for FPL again. I know, man. International break this early on in the season. I feel like it just kills so much momentum. So the fact that it's back, good days. Shiva, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Is the music too loud, by the way? Is it too loud, too quiet in the background? Just have some chill vibes on in the background. Just gotta have it. Just gotta have it. Just don't know if it's too loud or too quiet or anything. So let me know if I need to change it. It should be alright. Let me know if I need to change it though. But I've already taken a hit this week. I took it in the first week of the international break because I was worried about price changes and stuff like that. It turns out I didn't even need to do it. But Music Kiwi, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Haaland's going to score a hat-trick. He might. He has just scored back-to-back hat-tricks. And I feel like, obviously, if he does score a goal this week, then obviously it's going to be it's going to be like kind of a bit of a celebration goal for his friend that passed away. So definitely not too loud. All right, thank you, Bruce. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. How is everybody's teams looking for Game Week 4 then? Are we all undecided? Are we all locked in? Let me know how your team's looking for Game Week 4. Mine's pretty much there. Mine's pretty much there. Hang on, I just got to change. Just got to change that. Do that. Okay. Okay, Welbeck or Pedro, I'll do what you tell me. Welbeck or Pedro? I mean, well, let's take a look. Let's take a look. So Pedro is... So I've brought Pedro in. I went Pedro over Welbeck. So Pedro's obviously got better minutes than Welbeck. He obviously has just been on international break, but I'm still not worried about his minutes. They're not incredibly better, but they are better. Plus, João Pedro is on penalties, so I'd always back the penalty taker. I'd always back the penalty taker. But I think they're both good options. I've brought in João Pedro just because he takes penalties. What's my actual name? My actual name is Matt. Do I think Konza's going to play? He is apparently fine. The Aston Villa manager came out and said that Ollie Watkins and Konza are okay. So they should be fine. They should be fine to play. I went Welbeck as a difference. Yeah, Welbeck's definitely a bit of a differential. I just prefer the penalty, I just prefer the penalty takers. Because they could have a terrible game, and then, like, 88th minute, they could get a lucky pen, and then out of nowhere, they've got, like, 9 points. So that's why I always back the penalty takers. But Welbeck's obviously been having a really good season, so... also only for 2 weeks. Only for 2 weeks. Yeah, I mean... I'm the same. I brought in João Pedro for the next 2 weeks. I like I say, I'd back Pedro just because he's on penalties, but I think they're both good options. Their minutes are relatively the same. Pedro's got slightly better minutes, but it's however which way you. It's basically a coin flip. I just back the penalties just simply because he's got that extra potential of points. I've held on to Solanke since Game Week 1, and I'm seriously hoping he's back this week. It looks like he is back. The Spurs manager had very positive comments about it. He should be ready to play. So hopefully he's going to reward you for keeping him, man. Morning, mate. Hope you're doing well. Just wanted to ask which defenders to start this week in a 3-4-3 between Konza, Robertson, Porro, Robin. Oh, wait. You've got Robertson. All right. Well, I definitely play Robertson, 100%. Forest at home. Really good fixture. I'd play Munoz as well. He's got Leicester at home. So I'd play Robertson, Munoz, and then it'd be between Robinson and Konza. Robinson is obviously a lot more attacking. Plus, Konza has, he is okay, but he does have that slight injury doubt. You don't really know. So I'd probably go Robertson, Robinson, and Munoz, to be fair. Like, Porro's obviously an okay shout, but he's got Arsenal at home. Arsenal are very, depleted this week, but I'd still back those three. You going Pedro, music? Best of luck, man. I've gone for Pedro, so. For Wildcard, Trent or Robbo. I prefer Trent, just simply because his numbers are a lot better than Robbo's. And he's been unlucky not to get an attacking return so far, to be fair. He's had a lot of potential assists, and then obviously scored that goal against United that got ruled out for Salah being offside. But I think, if I was on a wild card, I'd definitely have to have him. Wildcard 6 is maybe a little bit of a different story, but Wildcard 4, because the next two fixtures, I wouldn't be able to go without him. Don't go no Salah or Haaland as usual. Captain decision between Palmer, Saka, Eze, Watkins, Jota, or Matoma. Save me, please. Very, very differential, though. I don't know. I wouldn't go Saka this week. I'm a little bit worried about. I'd be a little bit worried about not having. I'd be a little bit worried about having Saka this week because obviously Ødegaard's out and then Rice is out as well. So they've kind of lost their spine. So I think his attacking potential is going to be a lot lower than usual. So I definitely wouldn't captain Saka this week. I'd probably go with. I'd just go with a penalty taker. I'd go with either Palmer or Eze. Eze's obviously got Leicester at home. Could be a really good differential. Saka starting or not? Saka should start, yeah. It's just, like I say, I think that his potential is obviously... It's not as good because of the loss of Rice and Ødegaard. How long are you holding on to Muniz? Until my Game Week 6 wildcard. I'm just going to... There's no point in me getting rid of him now. Like, he's not been good for me. His numbers are really good. He definitely should have scored. He's had, like I say, the most shots in the box out of any player so far this season. He's got West Ham at home and then Newcastle at home, so I'll get rid of him for Forest away because then they've got City, Villa. I don't really need him for that, so I'm wildcarding in Game Week 6. So I'm just going to hold him on to the next for the next couple. Watching from South Africa, mate. Enjoy videos. Keep the good work. I appreciate that, man. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Happy Saturday. Muniz will score, I reckon, this week. Remember they beat him 5-0 last year. Yeah, I hope he does because. Out of all the strikers, obviously, that people have started with at the start of the season, like Wood, Muniz, João Pedro, he's the only one that's not, returned yet, which is really unfortunate because he's been so close to score. Like, he should have had, 3 goals by now, really. So I'm really hoping before I get rid of him in Game Week 6, he gets a couple of goals. Palmer is yellow flagged. Is it something to worry about? Not really. I think it's just because he withdrew from international duty. I think he'll be absolutely fine. I wouldn't be too worried about that. Should I free transfer Saka to Son? I probably wouldn't. I think that's more of a luxury transfer, really. I mean, surely, do you not have any other, issues in your team? Can you not get to Salah or Haaland or anyone like that? Best 3 midfielder options, price 6.5 and below. 6.5 and below, probably Rodgers, Minty, and probably Smith Rowe, maybe. Palmer or Saka. I prefer Palmer just because, like I say, Saka's lost a lot of potential this week with the injuries to Ødegaard and obviously Rice having that red card. Who have Chelsea have got Bournemouth away. That's not it's not the easiest fixture really. I mean, my captaincy options for this week would be looking at Liverpool players, City players, maybe Eze as well. Eze could be a very sneaky captaincy shout. I think they'd be my main kind of captaincy picks really this week. But if you want to go super differential, I mean Eze is obviously a good shout as well. I think Eze might be an alright captain. He could be a bit of a decent captaincy this week. Gibbs White or Rodgers this week? Gibbs White on penalties, so I'd always back that. But then again, Liverpool away. I'd probably go Rodgers. I'd go Rodgers instead. Will Rodgers come out in Game Week 6 because of Champions League? Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. He's just such a good enabler right now. Played really well over the international break. Has played well in the Prem. It's just, when Champions League starts, it's going to start causing a bit of an issue. So, I don't know. We'll see. I think I'd be more worried about, Watkins and stuff. I think Duran will probably start playing more in the league, and then Watkins will start, playing a lot more in the Champions League. So, we'll see. Should I do Nico Williams to someone to avoid playing Gabriel versus Tottenham this week, planning wildcard game week 6? Yeah, I mean, I'd bring in somebody like... how much is Nico Williams? Are you able to get to somebody like Dunk or someone? So Williams is 4.5. Did Dunk go up in price? Because if you don't have Dunk, you could always, because Dunk's good for the next 2. Yeah, so Dunk is only 4.5. So if I was you, I think a good transfer would be to Dunk. He's 4.5. He's got Forest and Ipswich at home in the next 2. And then you can, if you're wildcarding in game week 6, you just get rid of him. So that's probably the transfer I'd make. Because, yeah, Forest's fixtures aren't ideal for the next 2, really. Should I remove Salah, Watkins, and Nkunku for Saka, Muniz, and Rodgers for a -4? Definitely would not do that. No, I would not be getting rid of Salah for a -4. Should I do Saka to Salah, Jota to Eze, and Solanke to João Pedro? I'm afraid if Eze and Pedro will play. Eze and Pedro will play. They'll definitely play. Like, they've had time to recover and rest. Like, Pedro only played 45 minutes in international duty. Obviously, it was just when he got back. But he got back pretty well, pretty early on in the week. And then Eze only played a few minutes as well. And it's not exactly far for Eze to travel, so. Watkins to João Pedro for Saka to Salah for a hit. Yeah, I mean, I did something similar. I went Isak and Saka to Salah and João Pedro for a hit. I just feel like they will outscore them over the next 2. And I think it's similar. Yeah, I think Watkins is more of a risk. I think Isak is more riskier than Watkins. I think you're fine to get rid of Watkins, really. He's not looked too good at the start of the season. And then, obviously, yeah, bringing in... I mean, Saka also, like, I'd be a little bit more worried if, obviously, Ødegaard and Rice were fine. But I feel a little bit better about it because, obviously, they're not going to be playing, so... Isak or Smith Rowe? I'd play Isak over Smith Rowe, 100%. All it takes is for Forest to get a penalty and Gibbs White scores, so I'm leaning towards him over Rodgers. That's what I mean. That's the beauty of penalty takers. They can have a terrible game, get a lucky penalty, like a lucky handball or something, and then score it, and then out of nowhere they're on like 7, 8, 9 points. So that is the thing. But then Rodgers, Everton at home. Everton have been so leaky at the back. They've not looked good at all. Will Trippier start? Probably not. I don't know. I feel like he's on his way out of Newcastle. And I don't know what's going on there, but he's definitely fell out of favour. Best 4.5 mil defender for the long run. How long are we talking? How many weeks are we talking, Brundle? Because it depends. Like, if it's like 3 fixtures, maybe somebody like Konza, but if it's only like a couple, then I'd go with a Brighton defender. Even though Ødegaard and Rice are out, it's that type of fixture every player delivers 100%, so I won't be worried about Saka. Yeah, no, 100%. Obviously, it's got a lot more. If it was just a normal game against, like, I don't know, like Brighton away, obviously, it wouldn't be as bad. But yeah, because it's Spurs, yeah, it's they should be playing out of the skin. Saka usually does well against Spurs as well. And Spurs haven't won, I think, the last 2 seasons against Arsenal, so. Should I take out Saka? Got Palmer, Salah, and Haaland. I wouldn't take out Saka if we've already got Palmer, Salah, and Haaland. No. Like, who would you even take him out for? And you've got to think, like, most people are going to be bringing him in around game week 6 if they're on a wild card, because obviously the Arsenal fixtures get really good game week 6 onwards. Will Hall start? Will Hall start? I think he should. Yeah, I don't think I'd be too worried about Hall. He's not flagged or anything, is he? So he's only 4.4. I mean, it's just a bit risky. I'd personally go Livramento, to be fair. If I was gonna go, I'm assuming you already have Hall, but I think Livramento might be a little bit of a safer bet. If you're gonna go for a Newcastle defender, though, the fullbacks are hard to choose, really. I think Dan Burn is obviously the safest option. His minutes have obviously been fine since the start of the season, but at the same time, I don't think. I'd personally think about starting to get rid of Newcastle players, though, because they've got Wolves, Fulham, City, Everton. I don't think they've got the fixtures that really warrant to bring them in, but I'm assuming you already have them. Predictions for Spurs Arsenal. I think Spurs 2-1. I think Spurs 2-1. I think it's really going to hurt them not having Ødegaard and Rice. I do. I know it's that kind of game where anything can happen, but I think Spurs will do it. I think Spurs will do it. Start Gabriel or Gvardiol. Also, is Wood to Welbeck a good move? Gabriel or Gvardiol? I definitely start Gabriel. I definitely start Gvardiol, 100%. He's even more likely to start as well now with the Ake injury. And then obviously Gabriel's got Spurs away, so I wouldn't start him. Saliba. Oh, it was also Welbeck. Wood to Welbeck a good move. Yeah, I mean, Welbeck or João Pedro, good for the next 2. I lean more to João Pedro just simply because he's on penalties, but they're both good shouts. Saliba, Van der Ven, Hall, Robinson, and Johnson. Please choose 3 for game week 4. I'd choose. That's tough. I wouldn't. I mean, I'd go Robinson, obviously. I'd probably go Hall, even though he's very hit and miss. And then I wouldn't go Johnson because he's not even guaranteed to start. I'd probably go Van der Ven just because I feel like they're likelier to keep a clean sheet than Arsenal this week. I don't know. That's a flip of the coin, really, Saliba and Van de Ven. Whoever you think is more like... I don't think either of them will keep a clean sheet, but maybe Van de Ven has that more attacking potential. I don't know. Minty or Souček? Minty. Are you planning for an early Game Week 6 wildcard? There could be price changes for Arsenal in Game Week 6. Yeah, I'm going to be wildcarding in Game Week 6, 100%. Spurs win 2-1. Saka must do something assist. Aranje, how you doing? Sanchez, Trent, Robinson, Mazraoui, Smith Rowe, Jota, Saka, Palmer, Roger, Watkins, Haaland, and non-playable bench. Rate my team. I don't mind it. I don't think there's any issues with it at all this week. I think you're fine to... I assuming you haven't made a transfer yet. I think that's fine to roll, yeah. It's really good. Really good team you got there, man. Any Wildcard 8 opinions? I haven't really looked at the fixtures from Wildcard 8 onwards. If I... So what's this? 4, 5, 6, 7. I've not really seen the fixture swings for Wildcard 8. Like, what are the teams that you'd be targeting? I've not really looked at it. I've been so fixated on Game Week 6 that I've not even been bothered about Game Week 8. But what are the fixture swings? Just looking for early team leaks. Nothing yet. I'm really hoping we get something on Haaland. I think he will play. I think Haaland will play, but at the same time, it's still a bit in the air. Pedro or Isak? I mean, what's the rest of your team saying? I try and play both. I think they're both really good options to play this week. What's the rest of your team saying? How confident we feeling today? I think it could go either way, man. I think we'll surprise you. Hang on. What's this about Liverpool rotation? That's something that I decide before every game. My former teams were actually able to play almost every game with the same players, but it's a different league. Might have to adjust to that, but it also depends on what they show and by what they show, I mean, in terms of physique. We have more than 11... Yeah, okay, so he's just talking about a little bit about rotation. I really hope Haaland plays, or Winks will come on. Winks will play, yeah, Winks will definitely play. Haaland seen in the airport. Surprises with winning 4-0. How kind of you. Good morning from Canada. How you doing, Jarek? Good to see you, man. Look, we'll give you a good game. I think you'll win, but we'll give you a good game. Right, no team leaks yet. Again, we've got another hour yet. So hopefully, I mean, most people just want to know about Haaland. I guess Palmer as well, but Palmer should be fine. I played a 3-5-2. I need someone with Haaland. That's why I am asking for Isak or Pedro. I need someone with Haaland. As in, you're bringing Haaland in. You're getting rid of Isak or Pedro for Haaland. Palmer okay. Palmer should be fine, yeah. Forest always do. Last few games have been quality. They have. Although it is at Anfield, so that's a little... If it was at the City Ground, I'd be a little bit more hopeful. Should I remove Saka, Isak, and Nkunku for Salah, Muniz, and Rodgers for a -4? Can't afford just Saka to Salah and Isak to Muniz. So Saka, Isak, and Nkunku for Salah, Muniz, and Rodgers. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it. It's obviously Nkunku just needs to leave the team. Like, Nkunku's just not an option anymore. It's I don't mind it, but I feel like João Pedro and Salah will I think they'll outperform Saka and Isak with the -4 still. And Mbeumo or Rodgers to play. I'd probably play Rodgers this week. And Mbeumo's got City away, so. Forest actually good in defence. We're actually not bad in defence, honestly. The main threat that we have is from set pieces. Like, we concede a lot of set pieces, and we also concede goals from like really low XG. So if we just crack down on that, we'll be absolutely fine. But since Nuno's come in, our defensive numbers have actually been really, really good. If Strott's starting, it's curtains before a ball is kicked. Game week 8, Liverpool, Arsenal, and Chelsea start a difficult period with City a loving life. Yeah, well, I think on a Game week 6 wildcard, I think a lot of people will be offloading Liverpool players anyway. Like on my Game week 6 wildcard, I'll probably just keep Salah, and I'll probably get rid of Trent. I'll definitely get rid of Jota. So I'll probably just maybe take a look at City around Game week 8. I mean, we've got another international break, haven't we, in October? So there's always that. A lot can happen from now until then. Like, there might be a big injury or something. Like, a lot of people are going to be bringing Foden back in. Like, Foden will probably start this week, to be fair. Like, Foden could be a really good differential. But we'll have to see. We shall have to see. Salah and Haaland, probably the only fixed players for now. Yeah, I mean, on my Game Week 6 wildcard, out of this team, I'm only going to really be keeping probably Haaland, Salah, maybe Rodgers, and that's it at the moment. That's all. I don't think I'm ever gonna get. I don't think I'm ever gonna get rid of this many players on a wild card. I'm gonna be getting rid of like 80% of my team, and that's just because the fixture changes. But I might even keep Porro. To be fair, Porro's fixtures aren't too bad after game week 6. Is Saka and Isak, the Salah and João Pedro worth a -8? Probably not worth a -8. No. A -4. I'd back it. That's what I've done, but I wouldn't do a -8. You get on a chat with the boys from Average FPL. I think that would be a great discussion. You guys will be very compatible. Yeah, maybe, man. I think I'll follow them on Twitter, actually. I think follow them on Twitter. Oh, no, I don't. Never mind. I thought I did. I do follow a few FPL podcasts on Twitter. You reckon Newcastle could keep a clean sheet? I don't think Newcastle have been that good this season. I honestly think they've been a little bit poor. I think they were lucky to beat Spurs. I think Spurs absolutely dominated that game. They just got a counter attack and got a tap in for Isak. That was literally like what won them the game. But Spurs, I mean, Porro had about 15 shots in that game, you know, from like corners and stuff. I think that they don't look great. You know, I don't think they personally look that good. And after Wolves away, the fixtures they're not great. They're really not great. If we go to their fixtures, they have Wolves away, which again I think they'll concede in that game. Then they've got Fulham away. I think they'll concede there. Then they've got City at home, Everton away, Brighton at home, Chelsea away, Arsenal home. Like that, I just don't think it's really worth having any Newcastle players. I understand the kind of like owning Isak, but he's not really done anything crazy this season. Like he's just scored a tap and that's all he's done. They're just not really creating chances. I don't really know what's going on there, but I don't think they'll keep a clean sheet this week, no. I personally don't. Make sure to leave a like, though, guys, if you haven't already. And, of course, subscribe if you're brand new. We do these deadline streams every week. Check those team leaks again. Anything or nothing yet. We usually get them about like half an hour or something, I'd say. Either way, I'm gonna ask a poll actually who people are captaining this week, because I want to see if people are gonna go Haaland, Salah. I want to see who people are captaining this week. I'm interested. Hello, my friend. Is Estepinian good risk or bad risk? I probably wouldn't go near Estepinian, to be fair. If I was going to bring in a Brighton defender, I'd just bring in Dunk. Very cheap, very safe, 4.5 mil. Estepinian can easily be rotated and stuff, so I'd personally go with Dunk. But you only really need Brighton players for the next 2, because then after that, game week 6 onwards, they actually have really bad fixtures. Like I've got João Pedro now, I'll be wildcarding him out in game week 6. Probably anyway. Like he's not terrible from an attacking standpoint. Like the fixtures aren't awful. Like he's got Chelsea, Spurs, Newcastle. But then he's also got like Liverpool and City. Like the only really good fixture out of the next like game week 6 to game week 11 is Wolves at home. But then after that in game week 12 the fixtures get really good again. So maybe I bring him in back then. But yeah, for right now I don't think he's going to be in my game week 6 wildcard. I don't think it's worth holding him, to be fair. There's going to be much better strikers. Yeah, but just short term. Thanks a lot. Yeah, I prefer Dunk. I went with Salah last week. I'm not taking a risk again. Went with Salah over Haaland. I mean, either way, Haaland got a hat trick and Salah still matched him, so it's not bad at all. But yeah, I think I don't know. I personally think he'll play. I personally think that Haaland will play this week. I don't see why he wouldn't. Because I think his like grandma passed away one game week, and I think he still played. But we'll see. You never know. Could be different this time. Could be different this time. He did train yesterday, but that's all we kind of really know. I need to double check my team as well. I haven't really looked at it since over the international break. I made my transfers and haven't really done anything. But I don't think there's... I think I'm definitely playing Rodgers over Smith Rowe. Can't play Johnson or me. So yeah, I think the team kind of picks itself. It's just Rodgers or Smith Rowe. Which is always... I don't like these 50-50s, man. I've got a benching headache every week having like all these players that can play. And I don't know. Yeah, probably go Rodgers over Smith Rowe. I feel like Rodgers is about to come good, man. I feel like he's about to come good. I feel like he's about to come good. You have 7 of my players in your own team. Yeah, I mean, my team's relatively template, to be fair. The only players I think I've got this week that not a lot of people own are probably Porro, Jota, maybe Muniz as well. They're probably my 3 differentials this week, so I need them to kind of go big. Who do you think is better, Palmer or Saka, disregarding fixtures? In my opinion, Palmer has become a captain option in any week except against City and Arsenal. Yeah, I think Palmer is one of the best players. I mean, he's just such a ridiculously good footballer. Like, I can't believe City let him go, man. He just pulls the strings in every game. Like, he's a talisman. He's the only Chelsea player I'd go for, to be fair. Like, out of defenders, strikers, midfielders, like, he's the only player that I'd probably go for. Maybe Sanchez, because it looks like he's going to stay as the number 1, but I don't really trust Chelsea's defense either. So I think Palmer would be the only player I go for, honestly. But yeah, he's definitely a captaincy shout this week, which is good because it just makes the game a little bit more difficult. You know, do you go Salah, Haaland, Palmer? Like, I don't even have Palmer in my team. I'll probably have him on a game week 6 wildcard, but I don't know. We'll see. The fixtures for Chelsea, yeah, they do get a little bit interesting after 8, don't they? So he's got who do they have? So yeah, 8. They've got Liverpool, Newcastle United, Arsenal. So maybe I don't bring him on a game week 6 wildcard. I don't really need him for those 4 fixtures. After that, though, he's looking good. Game week 12 onwards, Leicester, Southampton, Brentford, Everton, Fulham, Ipswich, Palace, Bournemouth, Wolves. Like, he's fine for that. It's just, yeah, game week 8 actually has quite a few swings, to be fair. Thoughts on Rico Lewis? Not nailed. Now Walker is fit. Yeah, I personally wouldn't go there now. I feel like you might have missed the best window to bring him in. He might still play over Walker because Walker's probably going to be going soon. Like, he's probably going to be leaving the team. So there's always that risk, though. I think that the mostly nailed defender right now is obviously Gvardiol, especially with Ake out. I've got 9 of your players, but starting 7 of them this game week. You've got 9 of my players, but starting 7 of them. Who are you benching out of my team? Starting Mbumo or Rodgers? I'd probably still start Rodgers. I know that Mbumo's got penalties, but City away isn't an easy fixture. Bench Porro, Robinson, or Rico Lewis? I'd probably bench Porro. I think Rico Lewis will start personally. But I think it's just risky, innit? City, always risky. Pep roulette. I like him as an option though. I think he's a solid option to have, but I don't know if I'd bring in. I think if you're thinking about bringing him in, just see if he'll like start a few games now that Walker's fine. Because if Walker's fine and obviously he's getting like early subs and stuff, then that's going to be a bit of an issue. But a lot of people back in the Haaland captaincy though. 86%. Smith Rowe and Porro bench. Yeah, okay, fair play. Yeah, not bad. I'd bench Porro if I had like a different defender that I could play. Pope, Trent, Robinson, Gvardiol. Yeah, solid defense really. Solid defense. Can't go wrong with that. Yeah, I wouldn't play Porro if I had the option, but I can't play Johnson and Ben Mees, obviously. Like, Ben Mees been the worst decision so far this season. I brought him in for the Southampton fixture, but he just doesn't even play. He played 1 minute this season. I mean, it's not too bad because they did concede against Southampton in the end anyway. It's just he's lost me 0.1. It's just been a bit annoying to have him. I can't wait to get rid of him. I don't think he's going to go down in price again, so I'm surprised he even went down in price anyway. I didn't think he was going to be that highly owned. Would I bench Porro for Konza? Yeah, I'd probably play Konza over Porro. Porro obviously has much more of an attacking threat, but Arsenal is the best defense in the league. Even without Rice, I still think it'll be a really close game. Again, I'm still backing Spurs to win. I think they'll win 2-1. But I think it will still be a really, really tight, close game. But I think, yeah, I'm just going to go Haaland captaincy. If he doesn't play, I've got Salah vice anyway, so. Saka and Jota out for Salah and Minty with a -4 wildcard game week 6 and no João Pedro. Saka and Jota out for Salah and Minty. Yeah, I mean, I probably wouldn't do that, to be fair. I think Saka and Jota, I don't. It's because it's the -4. Do you not have like any? Have you not got like if you've got like Watkins or someone? Like I'd rather get rid of somebody like Watkins instead, because I think Saka and Jota, if you can keep hold of them and still bring Salah in. Trent, Robinson, Guardiola, Salah, ESR, Rodgers, Eze, Isak, Pedro, Haaland is my team. Yeah, that's a solid team, to be fair. That's not bad at all. And Pope in goal. Yeah, you smashed that, to be fair. They're a really good team. Don't mind that at all. Bench Muniz or Rodgers? I'd probably bench Rodgers. Muniz should hopefully be coming good soon. Bench Welbeck, Jota, Saka, Isak or Rodgers. I bench Rodgers out of those. Saka and Isak are penalty takers. Jota's got Forest at home, who he always scores against. Then Welbeck has been in really good form, and he's got his switch at home. So yeah, I mean they're all good. It's a good option. It's a good problem to have. But I'd play Saka and Isak over Rodgers. Yeah. Personally, anyway, Rodgers is probably going to come good eventually. I've got to play him this week, but well, I mean I don't have to. I could play Smith Rowe, but otherwise, yeah, it's just one of those. Softwood, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Any more early team leaks? Bogger Bailey quotes are out. Hasn't ruled Bailey out today. But he might not be risked. I don't mind him, Benedict, but I think there's probably better options around that price point. I voted Salah, but only because I have him. Haaland is preferred almost any week now. I voted Salah only because I have him. Haaland's yeah, I mean, it's because he's on back-to-back hat-tricks, so I think that it's just not worth... I personally don't think it's worth going against him, but I have both now, and I'm still going to go captain, even though he is flagged. I voted Salah. Oh, I read that. I'm thinking of Eze captain, but I have doubts in Palace. No, I think Eze could go big this week. I honestly think he could go big this week. News on Estepinian or Digne start. I'd probably back Digne over Estepinian. 1 hour till the deadline. 1 hour? 57 minutes, actually. 57 minutes. Porro or Face to start. I prefer Porro. Rice out, Matoma in or Bernardo. As in, you had Rice. I'd probably back Matoma over Bernardo, Ipswich at home and then Forest home. Probably for the next two, though. Take out Muniz and bring in João Pedro, but I take a -4. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't bring in João Pedro for Muniz for a -4. Like, Muniz has still got a really good fixture, West Ham at home, so... Minty or Semenyo? Probably Minty over the next... I don't know, because he's got 2 fixtures. Ipswich and Forest are really good fixtures, so... Should I play Muniz or Smith Rowe? I'd probably go Muniz. I feel like his minutes are a little bit better. I think he's about to come good, man. I think he's about to come good. What's the current situation with Haaland? So he's had a friend that's recently passed away. And so obviously he might not play because of that. But I think that he will... I think he'll still play because I think he had his grandma pass away during a game week as well. And I think he still played after that. So I think he'll score and then obviously do like a kind of a tribute to him. So will Konza start? Konza should be fine. Yeah, he should be fine. Why wouldn't you do that? Muniz blanked and João Pedro has 2 good fixtures. Because what if Muniz scores this week, you're gonna be kicking yourself. Like West Ham at home is still a good fixture. I don't think it's worth. Like if it was a normal free transfer, then maybe, but I don't think it's worth a -4. Am I on wildcard? Would you go Nketiah and a 4.5? Any suggestions or João Pedro and Porro? I'd probably go Nketiah and a 4.5. Any suggestions or? I don't know. I think I still back João Pedro and Porro. Semenyo is a fun player to watch. Yeah, it's just Bournemouth's fixtures aren't ideal, are they? Saka captain good. Probably wouldn't captain him this week. No, there's probably a better option. Good morning, kind sir. I'm on Wildcard. Which batch of players do you prefer? Opinion 1, Trent, Gvardiol, and Wisa, who I can bench versus City, or option 2, Lewis, Porro, and Isak. I'd probably go the first option. Trent and Gvardiol. Yeah, because then obviously you've got Wisa for when the fixtures get really good for Brentford. And obviously Isak's fixtures get quite bad soon. Haaland not playing will make my benching dynamic easier. Would you transfer Smith Rowe out for Eze or Madueke? Have Palmer already? Yeah, Smith Rowe to Eze sounds pretty good. I don't mind that. I don't mind Smith Rowe to Eze. Do not mind Smith Rowe to Eze in the slightest. Why isn't Digne not popular? He could score more points than Konza. He's just been a very much. It's just kind of in the community that in the FPL community that he's been a bit of a. He's a bit of an issue. He can always go. He can always get like early subbed and stuff. I think he's part of the 59-minute club. He's just never been like a solid option lately. But it could be good. It could be good. What's his minutes been like? I haven't even checked his minutes. He's played 73, 75, 90. He might be good. It's just 4.6 mil as well. If you can get to him for free, then he could be a bit of a differential. It's up to you. Will you change Saka and Jota to Salah and Souček? Saka and Jota to Salah and Souček. I have ESR, Rodgers, Saka, Jota, and Bruno Fernandes currently. I'd probably rather get rid of Bruno Fernandes than Saka or Jota. Even though that Bruno is on pens and he's got Southampton away. I don't know. I just don't really trust Man United at the moment. Saka plus Bruno to Salah plus Minte, or Saka plus Isak to Salah plus... Saka plus Bruno to Salah plus Minty, or Saka plus Isak to Salah and Wisa Delback DCL. It's a tough one. I don't... Is that for a hit, or is that just free transfers? Kukurea. Tell me about Palmer. What about him? Is in why he's flagged, or... should I sell Saka for Diaz and get Trent with the funds? I probably wouldn't do that, no. Is that a -4, or... Well, there's so many price falls and barely any rises. I don't know. To be fair, a lot of players that I thought were going to fall haven't fell. Like, I thought that Isak and Saka were going to fall, and they haven't. Some people are saying Haaland starts on other streams. I don't know if I believe it, though. I think he'll start, personally. I mean, he was in training, so I personally think he'll start. I mean, Salah might outscore him anyway, regardless. It's just, I'm going to back Haaland this week. Is for a free Kukurea. I mean, I did Saka and Isak to Salah plus João Pedro, so that's one that I would probably prefer more, because that's what I did. But at the same time, I understand the kind of negatives about. I mean, you've got it for a free as well, so I probably do Saka and Isak to Salah, and probably like Welbeck. Depends if you're wildcarding in game week 6. Oh, you're on a wildcard, ice cold. Should I sell Saka for Diaz and get Trent with the funds? Is there any way you can keep Saka and get Trent and fund Trent a different way? Like, who are your strikers and stuff? Do you have like Watkins or Isak or something? Best player to replace Nkunku? Probably Rodgers or Smith Rowe or Minte, something like that. On wildcard, Palmer, Minty, Wisa, or Mbeumo, Jackson, Jota. I have Haaland, Salah, and Trent. By the way, Palmer, Minty, Wisa, or Mbeumo, Jackson, Jota. I'd probably go for the first one. I'd probably go for the first option, KTK. ESR, Garnacho, Rodgers. Which two should I start? I'd probably go. I don't know if Garnacho would start. I'll probably go Rodgers and ESR. Robertson, Mitoma, and Havertz, or Konate, Saka, and Welbeck. Robertson, Mitoma, and Havertz, Konate, Saka, and Welbeck. Probably back the second one to be. Fair. Saka, Palmer out. Salah, Mitoma, in your views. I wouldn't get rid of Saka and Palmer for Salah and Mitoma, no. Eze or Trent. I think for the next couple, I think Trent. For -4, Salah, João Pedro, Dunk, Robinson, or no hit, Salah, Mitoma, Dunk. Probably just do Salah, Mitoma, and Dunk. I don't think bringing João Pedro in for I mean, yeah, probably just Salah, Robinson, Salah, Matoma, and Dunk, yeah. Anana or Rogers? Probably Rogers. Alright, thanks a lot, mate. Good luck this week. No worries, man. Good luck to you as well. Well, 5 a.m. here, back to bed. Hope you really built the channel. Good luck all. I appreciate that, man. Thank you very much. Let's check for those early team leaks. Palmer starts, apparently, so... If you were worried about Palmer, he starts. That's, I think, the only leak we've had so far. I think, anyway. I don't know if that... Actually, I'm not sure if that is a leak or not. Haaland apparently starts. Haaland apparently starts. So we have had that early team leak. Apparently. Apparently he starts. So... That's good news. That's good news. I'd probably start Muniz. But I think it's close. I think it's close over Muniz and Rogers. Took out Isaac and replaced him with João Pedro. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it. Like, João Pedro is better over the next two, 100%. And Isaac's not been great. They're both on penalties. I don't think their minutes are much of a risk. Yeah, Haaland does start. Is it crazy playing both Gabriel and Porro? I have one free transfer and 2.5 in the bank, but I want Gabriel for game week 6, so I'd spend 2 transfers to avoid only 1 match, as I plan to bench Gabriel in game week 5 anyway. Yeah, sometimes you just have to do it. Like last week, I had to play Porro against Isaac, and sometimes you just have to do it. One more question. I have 2 4 mil defenders. Should I do Wissa to a 4.5 mil attacker and upgrade my defense? You probably want Wissa for the game week 6 fixtures onwards, though, right? Best player to replace Kwanzaa? You can only really bring in a 4 mil player now, can't you? Probably like Keane or someone, maybe. Saliba and Pedro Porro out for Duncan Veltman. Thoughts, please? I wouldn't do that, no. Because you're going to want, like... I mean, if you're on wildcard in game week 6, then maybe. Because, like, when game week 6 rolls around, you're going to want Gabriel. You probably want Porro. I'd probably play Porro over Gabriel, just simply because he's at home and got more of an attacking potential. Wildcarding, starting with Diaz and Nicholas Jackson. They will become Mbumo and Havertz in game week 6. Good strategy. Yeah, no, I don't mind it. Is a triple Brentford crazy for game week 6 onwards? I probably wouldn't go triple. I mean, I'd definitely have Mbumo. Maybe I'd have like a 4.5 mil defender, but I'd definitely have Mbumo. Rico, Lewis, or Robinson? I prefer Lewis, but it's just now that Walker's obviously fit. Is that going to eat into his minutes, potentially? The main thing is that Haaland starts. That's what obviously people wanted to know. So Haaland does start. Yeah, could do that, John. I don't really like game week goalkeeper transfers, but that is something you could do. If you have, that's like a luxury transfer though. If you've got like no other options in your team, then Robinson or Konza on wildcard. Probably Konza. Robinson's fixtures do get a little bit bad. Bench one between Smith Rowe and Rogers. I've benched Smith Rowe, but it's just 50-50. It's whoever you're backing, really, at the end of the day. It's whoever you're backing at the end of the day. Dunk or Veltman. I don't know. Maybe Dunk for the aerial threat. Live in New Zealand, you reckon I should do an all-nighter or just watch the football highlights in the morning? It's up to you, man. I mean, you could get a bit of a power nap and then wake up. You still got like a few hours before the main game start. Obviously, the first kickoff is at, what, 12:30? Smith Rowe to Matoma. I don't mind it. A luxury transfer. If you've got no other problems in your team, then yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, with Brighton players, you're only really bringing them in for the next 2. Like, if you're not wildcarding in game week 6, then potentially it's another thing to think about. Or keep Saliba or bring in Dunk. Keep Saliba or bring in Dunk. It depends if you're wildcarding, because you'll want Saliba back in game week 6. You know. So I like, if you can bench him and play someone else, then I'd just do that. If you're wildcarded in 6, then it's fine, but 4.5 mil defenders for the long run. I already have Livramento and Pau Torres. Yeah, I mean, it depends how long you're talking, really. I don't really know what, like I think Spurs defend. I don't know, actually. Spurs aren't really someone to back. I mean, there's not really any, like, massive standouts. I think if you can get past game week 5 and 6, then I think then Brentford defenders could be quite nice. But apart from that, I mean, for 4.5 mil, it's a tricky one. It's a tricky one. Maybe Brentford defenders, but you have to get through a couple of weeks. Hey, good to be here. Who would you start between Saka and Solanke if you had to choose one? Have a nice day. I'd go Saka over Solanke, 100%. Thank you, man. Hope you do as well. Muniz or Welbeck? I prefer Welbeck, but I wouldn't be, like, transferring out Muniz for him. Henderson, Gabriel, or Raya Gay? Raya and Gay is cheaper, right? I think Raya is the best Arsenal kind of, like, defensive option to own. He's just cheapest, isn't he? So, and he's 90 minutes nailed. Is it risky to choose Digne over Konza? I don't think it's risky, but we all know what Digne's track record is like. Should I keep Haaland in the 11? 100%, yeah. He's starting, so. Gvardiol, Mazraoui, Robinson, Rodgers, ESR. Who should I bench? I would bench either Rodgers or ESR. I've benched ESR for Rodgers, but it's a coin flip, either or. Onana, Souček, Ramberg, Adama, or Ahmad. As in to play one of them? Probably Ahmad, maybe? I don't know if he's going to start. Maybe Diallo. Yeah, Haaland definitely starts, though. There's quite a few accounts posting about it now, so. Start Powell Robinson. Start Powell Robinson. I'll probably go Robinson this week. I just think his attacking potential is like he's had pretty much got a return every week, right? He's had 2 assists so far. Yeah, 2 assists. He didn't get anything against United, but he got 2 assists so far. Yeah, no clean sheets, but yeah, a couple of assists so far. He's been really good, to be fair. He's been solid. He's been like what Trent should have been with all these like attacking potential. Wildcard offense: Robertson, Porro, Lewis, Greaves, and who? Preferably 4.5, 4.6 goalkeeper R. Yeah, I mean, Henderson's probably the best 4.5 mil keeper this week, but I think over the long run, probably Flecken. How much do you have for the last defender? Should I play Duran in 11 or being an extra midfielder or Nana? Duran's minutes are obviously a bit up in the air. He does come off the bench and he does nab a goal, but might Nketiah or Mateta or both? Nketiah should be starting, to be fair. I think that's what the Palace manager said. I've got Trent, Porro, and Saliba in defence. Howard Bellis and Aina on the bench. Shall I swap any or transfer only? Have one free. I would. How much do you have in the bank? If you can bring Duncan for like Aina, then I'd do that. But it depends how much you have in the bank. I don't think it's, unless you're on wildcard, I don't think it's worth getting rid of Saliba. So who should I bring in? Onana, Souček, Gravenberch, Adama, or for the next couple of game weeks. I mean, I'd probably go Rodgers over all of those, to be fair. Saka to Salah, Isak to Welbeck for free. Already have João Pedro. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it for free, even though you've already got. I mean, are you going to wildcard in 6 or? I was asking for the last defender. How much money? Oh, I see. Preferably before. Yeah, I'd go Dunk. Sam. I'd go Dunk for the next couple of fixtures. Oh, you already have Rodgers in ESR. Oh, probably Ahmad, but I don't know. All their minutes are a little bit all over the place, aren't they? Like Souček was a good option, but then he got like benched, didn't he? So it's not even like he's a solid option anymore. So I mean, one benching can like kill a player's potential. Watkins or Jackson? I'm on a wild card. I'd probably back Jackson, to be fair. Like, they haven't brought in a striker. And I think Watkins, as soon as Champions League hits, I think his minutes are going to be all over the place. So, Haaland is starting, yeah, confirmed. So bring in Dunk for Saliba at Wildcard Game Week 6. If you're Wildcarding Game Week 6, then yeah, Dunk for Saliba is not bad. Because Saliba's obviously got Spurs and then City. So if you can bring in Dunk instead, I'd do that, yeah. What are you doing, mate? Just a matter of time before you're one of the biggest. I appreciate that, John. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that, man. I have an Onana in my team. Should I replace an Onana by Eze? I'd do it. I'd back that. Yeah, Eze. I think Eze is one of the best players to own in the season. For 6.9 mil on penalties, Leicester at home, really good option. I put in Neto, taking a punt. Fair play, fair play. A lot of people backing Haaland as well for captaincy. He's starting, so people are just backing that hat trick, man. People are just backing the hat trick. He has got back to back, so. Dunk or Konza, which should I field? I'd go Dunk. I think Ipswich at home is a better fixture than Everton. Well, yeah. I mean, the thing about Konza as well is, like, he's available, but there's no guarantee he starts. You know, he was injured in the international break, so. I'd go Dunk instead, but. Any more cheeky team leaks? No, just Haaland at the moment. It's crazy that that's the only team leak we've had, and it's the one that everybody wanted to know. Usually we don't get this lucky. Usually we don't get told. If we didn't get told, it would have been all hell breaking loose, man. Mitoma or Minty? Minty's a lot cheaper. I'd probably go Minty. I mean, it depends if you're wildcard in the 6. Like, I'd only really bringing in Brighton defenders and Brighton players and stuff. Probably if you're going to wildcard, because the fixtures get really bad after Game Week 6. Smith Rowe or Mbeumo, which you prefer? I'd probably play Smith Rowe this week just because City away is, yeah, it's the hardest fixture of the season, isn't it? But he is on penalties, but it depends if you back that. You think Man City keep a clean sheet, Liverpool don't? Yeah, I mean, hopefully Liverpool don't. I'm a Forest fan, so. How well do you rate the Chelsea attack against Bournemouth, and how well do you rate Bournemouth defensively? Thinking of a Chelsea attacker. The only Chelsea player I'd bring in would be Palmer, to be fair. The rest are just too risk rotation. Too much for rotation risk, should I say. Sell Porro or Gabriel for Dunk? If you're wildcarding in 6, 100%. I'd get rid of Gabriel for Dunk if you're wildcarding in 6. But you're going to want Gabriel back in Game Week 6, aren't you? So, Minty or Rodgers, tough pick. I'd probably go Minty over this week. Martinez, Robertson, Romero, and Van Dijk. Choose 3 for this week. I'd go... Definitely go Robertson. Definitely go Van Dijk. And then Robertson or probably Martinez for the Southampton away fixture. Smith Rowe, Minty. I'd go Minty. What's better on wildcard, Flecken or Raya? I think spending 5.5 on a goal is way too much. It is, but at the same time, you're going to want an Arsenal defence, like some sort of Arsenal defence in Game Week 6, and Raya is the cheapest one. You know, because Gabriel and Saliba are both 6 mil. So I'd definitely go Raya on a wildcard, even though the 2 fixtures are tough. And I know that 5.5 is obviously quite expensive for a goalkeeper, but at the same time, if you don't have him in, you're probably going to be bringing in Gabriel or Saliba. They're both 6 mil, so you are technically saving 0.5. I've got Jackson and Isak and Havertz on the bench. Should I bring in Havertz to keep him on the bench? Wait, you've got Jackson and Isak and Havertz. Wait, which one's on the bench? Lewis or Robertson? Robertson this week. Bench Watkins or Rodgers? I think Watkins will start. I just don't... Yeah, I mean, I'd probably play... Yeah, I'd play Watkins over Rodgers. Should you captain Bruno? Southampton away? I wouldn't, personally. He's the best player in the world? I mean, I'd argue that. I'd personally argue that. I don't think he's the best player in the world. I wouldn't captain him this week. Havertz is on the bench. Yeah, I mean, you don't need to play him. I'd rather play Jackson and Isak this week. You don't need to play Havertz. Like, Spurs away in a depleted attack as well, because obviously Rice and Odegaard aren't going to be playing, so. I'd just bench Havertz. It's like... It's why I'm not too bothered about getting rid of Saka, because they literally... I can't remember what I was saying. Chris Wood, best player in the world. If he was, we'd be a lot higher in the table. Best United 4.5 mil defender. Probably Mazarawi, I'd probably say. I'd probably say for 4.5. That's who I'd back. Diaz will start. I still think Jota, Salah, and Diaz will start, yeah. I still think they will. Monkey Man, how you doing? Which midfielders to start in a 3-4-3 between Salah, Gibbs, White, Semenyo, Rodgers, and Eze? Obviously Salah and Eze, and then probably Rodgers. I mean, Gibbs, White, Liverpool away on penalty zone. Yeah, I'd probably go Rodgers, though. Porro or Gabriel? I'm really confused because Porro has more of an attacking threat than Gabriel, but still. Yeah, I mean, I'd back Porro over Gabriel this week. Remember, they are missing Rice and Ødegaard. I don't know if he's starting Kebabs. Transfer Smith Rowe to Minty or keep. It's a bit of a luxury transfer, isn't it? It's like, when are you wildcarding? What do you think about Havertz after Ødegaard's injury? I was planning on getting him in game week 6. Yeah, I mean, I think Arsenal become a little bit of a worse option because of it's not just obviously Ødegaard that's out; it's Rice as well, and he plays a massive role in that team. So that's why I probably back Spurs to win this week because they've lost their spine, man. Like Ødegaard and then obviously Rice just behind. Hi, Saka and Rodgers to Bruno and Eze for -4. I probably wouldn't do that, no. For a -4. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. I reckon Semenyo over Rodgers. Yeah, the only bad thing is Bournemouth's fixtures they're not great, are they? Take a look at them. Because a lot of people have been thinking about bringing them in on wildcard. I mean, Chelsea and then Liverpool. Obviously, Southampton and Leicester are great, but then they've got Arsenal, Villa, and City. Like, game week 11 onwards, great option. Like, really, really good option. They've got Brentford, Brighton, Wolves, Ipswich, West Ham. It's just... Like, if you can bench him, obviously, then it's fine. In the tough fixtures. If you're able to bench him in the fixtures that are tough, then obviously that's absolutely fine. Eze or Havertz to play? I play Eze over Havertz. When will I activate my wildcard? Game week 6. Instead of Palmer is... I'd only go Palmer, to be fair. I'd only back Palmer. I just think that the rest of them are they're just too much of a rotation risk, and it's just not worth it. Like, that's what happened with Nkunku. Like, everybody brought in Nkunku, and then he obviously it just exploded. It just went so wrong. So, just looking for any more early team leaks. It doesn't look like there's anything. Rodgers or Onana? I'd prefer a Rodgers personally. I think Rodgers will come good soon. I think he will come good. He played well over the international break, so Jackson or Watkins? I'd prefer Jackson. They haven't brought in a striker, and I know I said the only Chelsea player I'd bring in from well, the only Chelsea player I'd bring in is Palmer, but I just think Jackson is the one after Palmer, I'd say. Saka and Diaz, Saka to Diaz and Aina to Trent, what would you say? Yeah, I mean, that's not terrible. Is that for a hit or is that free? -4 to get Salah and Pedro for Saka and Isak. That's what I did, so I'd obviously say go for it, but again, it's up to you, but that's just what I did. Do you think having Salah and Haaland and Palmer makes the team too weak? I don't think it does. I think there's a lot of decent enablers this season. Murphy or Semenyo for free transfer? Does it have to be one of those? I'd probably back Semenyo over Murphy, but João Pedro or Welbeck, both good options. João Pedro obviously on penalties, so that's who I'd back, but Konza or Robinson? I like Robinson more this week. Are you sometimes watching Forest live in the stadium? I haven't been able to get to a game recently, no, unfortunately. I'm going to activate my wild card in 6. Captain Haaland or Salah. I'm going Haaland. Haaland is confirmed to start, so it's just as it were, really. Who do you back more, Salah or Haaland? A lot more people are backing Haaland. He is on back-to-back hat-tricks. Smith Rowe to Rodgers and buy to Matoma for free. I mean, yeah, it's not terrible. I'd probably save my transfers, though. I think that's a little bit sideways. Bailly might not start, though. That's the only issue. I'd probably just do Bailly to somebody. Winks or Mikalenko, who should I first bench? I mean, Winks is only ever going to get you like 1 or 2 points. But Mikolenko's got Villa away. I don't know. I'd probably Mikolenko first bench. Just for the potential of an attacking return. Do I think there'll be a rotation risk with Trent and Robbo because of UCL? Yeah, I mean, Bradley... I don't think they'll be rotated. I think they'll just get less minutes. I think they'll still start, but obviously Bradley can always come on for Trent and stuff, so... Good stream. I'll go with Henderson, / Gvardiol, Trent, Van Heck, Jota, Matoma, Eze, Palmer. Any changes needed? No, I don't think so. That looks fine to me, man. Looks fine to me. Nothing wrong with that. 1 free transfer. I don't have Salah or Pedro. Should I get Pedro for Wood or get Minty for Winks? Will you have to play Winks if you go for the Pedro option? Because I'd rather have, like... If you have to play Winks, then I'd go for Minty over Winks. Solanke or Isak out for João Pedro to the next 2 game weeks. Yeah, I mean, I think João Pedro is a better option than both of those for the next 2. Is going Palmer to Son in game week 7 a good idea? Son has some easy fixtures. Yeah, I mean, that's when Chelsea's fixtures kind of dip, don't they? So I don't mind it. Saves you around the same price as well. So Garnacho over Smith Rowe because Garnacho could start and could get a goal or an assist. It's still 50-50. Yeah, I mean, Garnacho's minutes have been a little bit bad, haven't they? They've been a bit rough. Oh, wait, no. Garnacho... Apparently Garnacho starts. Never mind. So Garnacho does actually start. So that might have made your option. That might have made your... So Rashford starts, Xerxes starts, Garnacho starts, and Dalot starts. Johnny Evans does not start for United. So we've got some leaked United lineups. So Garnacho does start. So you could always go for him instead. On wildcard, Trent, Robbo, Salah, or Trent, Diaz, Salah. I'd probably go Trent, Robbo, Salah just because more likely to start. And then Welbeck, I have Pedro, Bowen, and Bumo, or Jackson, Rogers. Welbeck, Bowen, or Jackson, Rogers. I kind of like... Probably go. I mean, yeah. If you're on wildcard, you're going to want to get rid of Welbeck soon, though, aren't you? That's the only thing if you're playing your wildcard now. So maybe Jackson and Rogers. Get rid of Muniz if he doesn't return this week. I mean, I'm getting rid of him on my game week 6 wildcard anyway, so you don't have to play Winks. Then I'd probably do Wood to Pedro. Eze or Matoma. I prefer Eze. Start Muniz or Havertz. I'd start Muniz this week. I'd start Muniz this week. I just think that Arsenal's defense. I just think that Arsenal's team's a little bit on the downwards trajectory since Odegaard and Rice aren't going to be playing. Right, any more leaks? So yes, so Haaland starts, Rashford starts, Xerxes starts, Garnacho starts, Dalot starts. Johnny Evans does not start. They're the only leaked players we've had so far. Let me just get the actual leaked page up. There we go. Start Saliba or ESR? Probably ESR. Konza or Dunk? I'd go Dunk for the next 2. Dunk, I think, is a very safe pick for the next 2. Ipswich at home and then Forest at home. Very, very nice fixtures for Dunk. I don't think they'll keep a clean sheet against Forest, but the poll is slowly going back towards Salah though. Still, obviously, most likely going to be Haaland winning that poll, but still, it's such a massive differential, man. Like, how is Salah a big differential captain? Because I feel like so many people are going to go Haaland. Thoughts on Jackson? I don't mind Jackson as an option. Like, he is basically their only striker, even though they've got like 50 players. He is their only striker basically. So, he's after Palmer. He's like the next player I think about bringing him. Pick 2 to start out of Konza, Duncan Robinson. I'll probably go Duncan Robinson. Like, Konza's got a nice fixture, but he was injured. you know, in the international break. So maybe they just rest him. I don't know. Because they do have other centre-backs that could easily play. Just need to double-check that my team is right. Yeah, going to be playing Haaland, Salah. Yeah. Just got to double-check it. Should I keep Bruno for this week? Yeah, I don't think Bruno is bad for this week. Southampton away is not a terrible fixture. Jackson or Havertz? I mean, for the next two, Jackson, because Havertz has Spurs and then City. And Ødegaard's out and Rice is out. But I like Havertz, potentially on wildcard for game week 6. Start Muniz or Rodgers? I mean, I'm going both. If I had to choose, I'd probably go Muniz, but I think it's 50-50. Obviously, Rodgers will get you more points for a goal and stuff like that. Thoughts on Jackson? Yeah, like I say, I think he's not a terrible option because Chelsea don't really have any other strikers. They kind of have to play him. His minutes have been good. Will Fabianski start? Apparently, Areola's fine. So I wouldn't back Fabianski starting. Amad Diallo is also expected to start as well. So Garnacho and Diallo and Rashford all start for United today, apparently. Again, nothing confirmed until we see the lineups, but apparently that's the situation. Apparently so. I played Konza and bench Porro. Yeah, if I had Konza, I'd play him over Porro. I don't have him though, unfortunately. I don't have him, unfortunately. But yeah, the only reason I'm playing Porro is because Johnson away at Brighton is not worth it, especially when I've got João Pedro. And then me against City away is just terrible. Does Lewis start? We haven't had confirmation on that, no. The only City leak is that Haaland starts. And then we've had a couple of leaks from United. We've had like 5 players from United leaked. Probably the first option, Matthias. Probably. I mean, I don't really back... I never back anyone playing City, really. Like, it's unlikely they'll get anything. Make sure to like and subscribe as well, guys, if you're brand new. We do go live with these deadline streams every week. So if you want to get involved with that, make sure to yeah, like and subscribe. Trent and Jota or Robertson and Bruno Fernandes on a wild card. Probably Trent and Jota. Is there any way you can do Trent and Bruno Fernandes? I'd probably back those two over. Because even though I still think Jota, Diaz, and Salah will still be like the main 3 at the start. I just think it's just... I don't know. Bruno Fernandes has penalties. He's going to come good as well. His numbers are so good. He's just been really... Like, if you're a Fernandes owner, it's been... You've been unlucky. You've been unlucky not to get something. Subscribe. Please share your thoughts on Rodgers. Thank you, man. Yeah, I mean, Rodgers is probably the best enabler in the game right now. I think he's also been unlucky not to get a return. He should have got an assist last game week, but obviously Watkins missed. I think that, yeah, it might change, obviously, when the Champions League starts, but until then, yeah, I think he's a great option. Thoughts on Shabs? Yeah, I mean, I think there's better Liverpool players to own from an FPL standpoint, but he's looked really good this season. But yeah, if I was going to own Liverpool, if I was on wildcard for Liverpool this week, I'd probably go double defense. But yeah, like I don't think he's a player that I'd bring in over somebody like Jota, Diaz, Trent, or Robertson, and then obviously not Salah. Jota isn't in the main plan. Well, I'm only going to have him for a couple more weeks. So if he does get kicked out of the starting 11, then obviously I'll be getting rid of him anyway. So. I think he'll start, though. He always plays really well against Forest. It's really annoying, actually. Who should I make captain and vice captain? Haaland, Palmer, Pedro, and Diaz. I'll probably go Haaland, captain, Palmer, vice. What's your thoughts on Watkins' performance? He hasn't been great, has he? He's missed a lot of big chances. His minutes haven't been ideal. That's why he's gone down in price. I hope he keeps going down in price. Then when he finds his form, obviously he's going to be a lot cheaper to bring in. So, start Digne or Porro? I'll probably start Digne over Porro this week. I'm only starting Porro because I have to. I don't have anyone else I can play, really. I've got Johnson, who's got Brighton away, who might not even start. Because his minutes have been a little bit all over the place as well. Like, he started against City and got the assist. Didn't come on against Fulham and then came off the bench against Liverpool. So, yeah, he's not really someone that I can really back. And then I'm not going to be playing me because he's not even... He's had 1 minute of football this season. Start Chris Wood or Porro? I'd probably play Porro over Chris Wood, to be fair. I don't think Chris Wood's going to be doing much against Liverpool. Robot starts? Yeah, Haaland does start. I mean, I'm assuming that's who you mean. So does Garnacho, Rashford, Diallo, Xerxes. Evans doesn't start. If anyone's got Evans, he doesn't start. But that's about it. That's the only leaks we've had so far. I'm just glad we got the leak about Haaland. Really struggling to choose who between Rodgers, Gibbs White, and Semenyo. Yeah, I mean, I think Rodgers is a safer pick. It's just obviously if... I mean, there haven't been that many penalties this season, have there, to be fair? Bench one, Rodgers, Jackson, or Minty? I'd probably bench Rodgers out of those three. Would you do Bruno and Saka to Salah and Matoma, but having to start Wood, or just do Wood to Pedro? Would you do Bruno and Saka to Salah and Matoma? I'd probably just do Wood to Pedro, to be fair. I'll probably just do Wood to Pedro. Is that for a hit, though, for the first one? Or is that a free transfer? Amatoma's cousin came all the way from Tokyo today. Is this a troll or is this legit? Thank you, guiding me. Do you play football? I play football, yeah. I play twice a week. Really struggling who to start between Rodgers, Gibbs, White, and Semenyo. Yeah, like I said, I think Rodgers is the safer bet. But Gibbs White obviously has penalties. So, it'd be between those two. I don't think I'd play... I think I'd play some... I don't know, because Chelsea are really leaky as well. And it is at Bournemouth, so... It is actually... I'd just get a wheel spinner out, just put them all in, and then just let fate take the wheel, you know. No hit light. Yeah, I mean... Maybe I do go Salah and Matoma in the next two. Maybe I do. I don't know. Because I feel like Arsenal are really, really going to struggle without Erdogan Rice. Like, it's such a mad 2 players to lose. It really is. Their spine is gone, man. So, need a 7 mil forward. Have Haaland, João Pedro, Salah, Palmer, Onana, Minty, Robbo, Dunk, and Trent. Need a 7 mil forward. For how long? Are you wildcarding soon, or... For 7 mil, I mean, maybe Muniz, but it depends if you're wildcarding soon. Do I see Liverpool conceding goals this week? I hope so. As a Forest fan, I hope they do. But, I don't know. They have been really, really good. Oh, you're on a wildcard. 7 mil striker. I mean, you could just go double Brighton attack and bring in Welbeck. The only issue is, obviously, when Game Week 6 rolls around, you're going to want to get rid of them, so... Rice will only miss 1 game. Yeah, he misses the Spurs game. He should be back for City, I believe. Anyway, so it was 2 yellows, wasn't it? It wasn't a straight red. Would you have Bruno or Flecken? I want a wild card and Brighton have 2 nice fixtures, but Flecken might be a better. Yeah, I think Flecken is longer term, obviously really nice. You could always go Brighton and then obviously use a transfer to Flecken, but obviously you're locking in a transfer down the line, which isn't ideal. Do I play FC Mobile? I don't play that. I don't even know what it is. So people have to decide who to play while I have Winks on my bench, so my decisions are pretty simple. Yeah, but Salah at least gives me a good captaincy option the next 2 weeks. Yeah, I think Salah will be a massive captaincy option next week. But I mean, Haaland can still do damage against Arsenal. What's your thoughts on Solanke and plans on bringing him in your wildcard? He should be fine for this week, to be fair. Apparently he is going to be fine for this week. But at the same time, I maybe on a Game Week 6 wildcard, but I wouldn't bring him on my wildcard this week. Buy Rodgers or Minty? I like Minty as an option over Rodgers. I have 6.2 for a midfielder. Should I get Minty, Dharma, ESR, Semenyo? I'd probably go Minty, just simply because he's got 2 good fixtures coming up. And then maybe bring in Semenyo down the line, because their fixtures do get a bit better after they get past all these like really tough teams. Haaland is going to start. Yes, been confirmed. He's leaked to start. Do you plan bringing in Solanke? I mean, what are the Spurs fixtures looking like on a Game Week 6 wildcard? What do they? Yeah, I mean maybe they've got United away, Brighton, West Ham, Palace. I don't know. Maybe. Like, 'cause I don't think he'll take pens off Son, so. He's not a player that, like, 7.5 mil. He's not a player that I'm going to be, like, making sure I get in. I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. It's just crazy how he's like never really missed a game for Bournemouth, then he signs for Spurs and gets injured straight away. 4 million defender suggestions. I think your best one's probably Keane, but you're not really going to be playing him this week against Villa. Bench one from Mbeumo, Rodgers, and Pedro. I'd bench Mbeumo this week. I play Rodgers and Pedro. Should I do this? -4 hits Solanke and Saka to Haaland and Minty. I mean, he's I might be convinced to do that. Haaland's going to be so highly captained this week. If he goes big, it's going to hurt. FC Mobile is the FIFA game, but on phone. No, I don't play it. Nkunku to Matoma for free? 100%, yeah. You want to get rid of Nkunku straight away, man. As soon as you can. Mbeumo or Wissa. I like Mbeumo more. He's on penalties as well. I wouldn't really be thinking about bringing in either of them in this week. Game week 6 is when you really want to attack Brentford players. Like, I'll probably have 2 Brentford players on my wildcard in 6. I'll probably bring in a defender, and then obviously Mbeumo. Mbeumo is definitely going to be on my game week 6 wildcard, unless he gets injured. As I say, the only players that I'll probably keep are, like, maybe Haaland and Salah. And then maybe Rodgers. I'm going to be getting rid of so many players on my wildcard. Would you transfer Saka, Jota to Minty, Salah, 2 free transfers? Yeah, I don't mind that. Don't mind that for a free. Bench Robinson or Konza. I'd probably bench Konza. Robinson's got better attacking potential. Is Garnacho starting? Garnacho is starting, apparently. Garnacho, Rashford, Diallo, Xerxes, all apparently starting. As well as Haaland. Again, that's what's been leaked. Obviously, no confirmation until the lineups come out, but that's what's apparently been leaked, so. Saka to Palmer for a free this week. For a free? Yeah, I don't mind that. I think Saka is obviously an exceptional player, but for the next 2, in a depleted Arsenal team, and then City, yeah. I mean, obviously you want him back for game week 6, but just noticed everyone on your team is playing at home. Yeah, we got no away fixtures this week. It's quite nice. It's quite nice for once. I actually need to take a screenshot of my team for Twitter. Yeah, all home fixtures this week, which doesn't usually happen, so yeah, I don't mind it. Although last week I had a lot of away fixtures. I think I had like 1 home fixture last week. Will you continue to keep forward Muniz? I'm going to keep him for the next 2. I'm going to get rid of him on my Game Week 6 wildcard. Which I hope by then he can deliver something. He's been really, really unlucky not to get something so far. Like, he's had the most shots in the box out of all the players in FPL. Yeah, Haaland definitely starts. All the leaked accounts are, like, tweeting out about him starting. If he doesn't start now, it's going to be very interesting. -4 for a Pedro Porro over Muniz. I probably would -4 it now. Because I think Muniz is still a good option this week. He's got West Ham at home. Didn't they beat him like 5-0 last season or something? Tommy Ashley will score a hat-trick today. That would be a sight to behold. Will Watkins start? I think he'll start, but his minutes are just a little bit all over the place, aren't they? Especially with Champions League coming up. I personally wouldn't go near Watkins at the moment. Until we know what's kind of cracking with Champions League and stuff, I don't think he's a player that I'm really like that bothered about investing in at the moment. Funny, last week all my players, but my Newcastle players played at home. Now it's the other way around this week. Yeah, it's just how it goes, man. It's just how it goes. I managed to fit both Robbo and Trent on my wildcard. Sounds good, man. Sounds good. Yeah, I mean, for the next 2 or 3 fixtures, I think triple Liverpool are a really good shout. 10 minutes, well, 11 minutes till the deadline, chat. Make sure to lock in your teams and everything. Thoughts on Lewis Hall? Will he start a transfer suggestion for him next week? Yeah, Hall, I think, is a bit of a risky one. He might start. I mean, it's one of those. Do you have like a decent bench if he doesn't start? Or thoughts on having Mark Gay? Yeah, I mean, he's good for this week, obviously. Crystal Palace's fixtures do get a little bit bad over the next couple, though. Start Powell, Porro. I'll probably start Powell, but sorry, I meant João Pedro over Muniz, not Porro. Oh, yeah, no, I still wouldn't do it. Did I say Porro? Yeah, I meant Pedro. Yeah, I probably wouldn't do a -4 from Muniz to Pedro. A free, maybe, but I don't know. Because And then Porro has to kind of get a goal to kind of delete that -4 and then also probably get something else. Whereas if Muniz scores 1 or gets an assist, I don't think Pedro's going to outscore him. Also, do I think Haaland is a better captaincy pick? Yeah, I think he is this week. Do I keep them both, or do I get rid of one of Robbo or Trent, because I won't be able to afford a Mbumo down the line? Well, can't you just get rid of Robbo down the line, and then bring in Mbumo then? So I'm assuming you'd bring in Game Week 6, so you obviously roll Game Week 5, and then Game Week 6 have 2 free transfers, get rid of Robbo, bring in Mbumo then. Any play Wood in order to save 1 free transfer to get Salah for free next game week? Yeah, because Salah is going to be a massive captaincy option next week. Hey, hearing Jota might be benched. Seen any news? I haven't seen anything about that. Where have you heard that from? Hope he's not benched. I've not seen anything about it. If João Pedro comes off early, who's on penalties? I have absolutely no idea. I couldn't tell you. I don't really have in-depth knowledge about Brighton penalty takers, to be fair. I mean, João Pedro's minutes have been really good, though. I don't think he'll come off. Predictions on the games this week and what scores there will be. I don't know. I mean, I won't be able to predict them all right now. But I think the biggest ones, I think that Spurs will win. Rodgers or Gibbs White. I'd probably go Rodgers just to play the fixture, but Gibbs White is on penalties. Really weird one, but just buy for this week, Mitchell or Dunk. Probably Mitchell, to be fair. I think Leicester are probably worse than Ipswich at the moment. Bench Wood or Robinson? I'd bench Wood. Rodgers v Smith Rowe is such a difficult decision this week. Yeah, it really is. I'm just going Rodgers, but it could go either way. Don't follow my, I'm literally just, it's just a flip of a coin. It could go completely wrong over Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe might go big over Rodgers. I just don't know. Just think it's about time Rodgers did something. This team has Saliba, Porro, and Dunk playing, and Anderson and Burn are on the bench. Should she swap or any or keepers is? I'd probably play Anderson or Burn over Saliba this week. Any chance Barco comes back from loan and plays this week? No. Is Jota benched? I don't know. Some people have been saying that they've heard something. I haven't heard anything about it. If I actually search... I don't know. I can't see anything about it. I just hope he starts for the next 2. Because then I'm going to get rid of him, definitely. I've not seen anything about him being benched. Where are you getting this information from? Jota won't be benched. Bad move if he is. Yeah, I don't know why he would be benched. They've been playing really, really well. And his record against Forest is really good. So I don't know why he would be, but... Saka to Salah, Isak to Welbeck for free already. Have João Pedro wildcard in 6. Yeah, don't mind that. Especially if you're wildcarding in 6. Havertz or ESR to play. I'd probably back ESR this week. On wildcard 6, Havertz and Bailly to Jackson and Eze. But defense is not ideal with Robinson, Haaland, Johnson. Should I make a defender transfer first or chase the upside with Jackson and Eze? I mean, Bailly probably not going to start, to be fair. I think I've seen the potential that he's not going to be risked. So maybe you don't want to be bringing him in. Havertz, I don't think Havertz is a great option for the next 2, especially with Ødegaard and Rice out. FPL Focal said Jota starts. Okay, that's more of a good source. The big KDB and Lewis start, apparently. That was 50 minutes ago, though. I don't know if that's true or not, actually. Never mind. That was from 50 minutes ago. No one else has said anything about it. But apparently Jota starts. I don't know. Isak or Watkins? Probably Isak. Bench 2. Rodgers and Mbumo, Solanke, Porro. I'd probably bench... Probably Mbumo and Porro, maybe, out of those. expert, non-trusted source as well. You've got some people saying that he's starting, some people saying that he's not starting. I mean, I can't do anything about it, really. I'm just going to play him regardless. I could play Smith Rowe over him, but if he starts, it's going to hurt, so... Play Hall or Gabriel, and we'll play Porro. Probably Hall. I mean, he's not guaranteed to start. That's the only issue. But that's all you can really, like, you just kind of have to hope. You just got to bite the bullet and just hope. Smith Rowe, Muniz, and Rogers start too. I'd probably go... I'd go Muniz, definitely, and then, yeah, I mean, out of Rogers. I mean, that's the same dilemma that I have. I've got all three of them. You know, I've got Rogers, Muniz, and Smith Rowe. I'm going Muniz and Rogers. It's literally flip of a coin, though. Like, it's whoever you think, honestly. Like, it's so close. Obviously, Smith Rowe and Rogers get you more points from a goal, but Smith Rowe's minutes isn't as good as Muniz and Rogers, so... I'd probably go Rogers and then one of Smith Rowe and Muniz. I am planning on wildcarding in 6, yeah. What transfer did I make this week? I did Saka and Isak out for Salah and João Pedro for a hit. Start Konza or Gabriel? I'd start Konza this week. I'd start Konza this week. Nketiah or Xerxes? I think Nketiah this week, definitely. Raya or Fabianski in goal? I play Raya in goal this week. Fabianski might not even start. I think Areola's okay, so I don't back Fabianski as an option. Start Wood or Saliba? Starting Porro. Probably Wood. Just go with the attacker. Is Watkins starting? Haven't been any information about Watkins starting. I think Watkins will start, but I'm a little bit worried about his minutes. Start Saliba or Robinson? I'd probably go Robinson, personally. Oh, Joey. Mazraoui or Robinson start? Maybe Robinson just to back the home fixture. I can see Southampton scoring at home to United. I can see it, 100%. It's just one of those fixtures that's got like a United draw written all over it. It's just classic United to do that. Haaland or Salah captain? Haaland might not play. No, Haaland's going to be playing. It's been leaked. He's going to start. Sorry, the confusion hearing Jota starts. Yeah, I think Jota does start. I think a lot of the sources are saying that he does start. So, yeah, if you have Jota, definitely play him. I mean, I don't know why they'd mix it up. Like, Liverpool have been so good lately. Love the channel, bro. Thank you, Stefan. Does Konza start? Konza hasn't been confirmed to start. Villa manager said that he's fine, so he might. I'd play him over somebody like Saliba or Gabriel or Porro. I'd just back him and play him. Because the thing about centre-backs is if they don't start, they're probably not going to come on. So, start ESR, Smith Rowe. Wait, ESR, Smith Rowe or Konza? Wait, ESR and Smith Rowe are the same player. Are you saying start Smith Rowe or Konza? I'd probably back Smith Rowe over Konza. I always like playing attackers over defenders. Unless the fixture's like really good for the defender. Like if it's like Porro with like Leicester at home, I'm gonna play him over like Wood, who's got like Brighton away probably. Interesting you seeing this time of day. I know, it must be early for you. Does Rico Lewis start? I'm not sure. A couple of people on X have said that he does, but I don't know. They're not like a reliable source has said that he does. Start ESR. Oh, ESR, Semenyo or Konza? Probably ESR out of those. Even though, to be fair, Chelsea away I think is a decent fixture for Bournemouth. No, Chelsea at home I think is a decent fixture for Bournemouth. I'd play either ESR or Semenyo. Semenyo is probably going to get you more minutes, to be fair. Start Garnacho or Rodgers? Garnacho starts, so I'd probably go Garnacho over Rodgers. I feel like he's got more of an attacking threat. Bro, it's been so long since FPL and now we're so close to the deadline I'm starting to panic about my team. We've got 50 seconds. That's come around quick. Jeez, make sure to lock your team in, guys. My lord. So I shouldn't get Lewis. I mean, Walker's back now, isn't he? So I think he's more of a risk. I think Dunk is a safe defender to transfer in this week. Most of my defenders are centre-backs. I still love an attacking threat. I mean, there can still be an attacking threat over corners and stuff. So, right, 30 seconds, chat. Just double-check my team. Haaland, Captaincy, Salah... Forrester, yeah, okay. Gonna go Rodgers over Smith Rowe. Yeah, lock that team in. Lock in that team in. ESR or Rodgers. Again, 50-50. I've gone Rodgers, but It's honestly 50-50. If I make a free transfer this week and I have one left, do I get 2 next week? Yeah, if you only use 1 out of 2 transfers this week, you'll have 2 again next week. So best wildcard, Game Week 6 or any other game week? I'm going Game Week 6, but Game Week 8 could also be a shout. But that is it, chat. We are locked in, I do believe. We are locked in. Ladies and gents, best of luck with Game Week 4. Hi, mate. Rate my team. Henderson, Lewis, Dalot, Trent, Dunk, Konza, Rogers, Garnacho, Ahmad, Eze, Salah, Watkins, Pedro, Haaland. Yeah, really good team. Really, really good team. Bro, I started Barco. You started Barco. He's definitely going to be not playing. You're definitely going to be having someone off your bench. Best luck, everyone, though. If you did enjoy the stream, though, make sure to like and subscribe. All that jazz. We'll be back live on the next deadline stream. Obviously, content throughout the week. But thank you for all popping by. Have a good weekend, guys. Best of luck with Game Week 4. And until next time, look after yourselves. Take care. And, no way, when did you begin streaming? Since the start of the season, man. We've been doing deadline streams every week. But, yeah. Either way, have a good one, guys. Best of luck. And until next time,